They save the homework till the end, and then help each other finish it.
Wow, it's like he played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Hanging around with friends is fun. I'd forgotten all that since becoming a nobody, I guess. So, how did you spend your day?
I just kind of wandered around.
Hey guys, how did
Now
I
I'm
know
here.
you'd be here?
Where did you go, Xion?
I didn't go anywhere. What about you two? Did you guys go somewhere without me?
Axel says he was asleep all day.
What? What's that about? You wasted a day off?
Unlike you two lazy bones, I work hard, so I'm tired, okay?
I don't think it's here, but there's a point in the game that I know is not in the movie where Roxas is just wandering around on Twilight Town.
That was
and
a
he
weird cut.
Yeah, it was. I told you the cuts are hard.
I know.
Cuts are hard in
Still.
video games. Have you ever watched a video game before?
Yeah.
It's impossible to have good cinematography and just cuts. That's why God of War doesn't have any cuts.
They're sending me out on
God of War, I should say. Dad of Boy.
Where?
The most recent
Dad of
one.
War.
Can't
Yeah.
Dad of Boy.
What's up with that?
It's a secret mission.
But I thought we were friends.
Hey, I'm not about to tell you all my dark secrets.
Also, it's my boss told me I couldn't tell you about it, so like it's not my choice.
Dark secrets.
Dark
kidding.
Reveal your dark
Keep
secreto.
my mouth shut about it, or else Sykes will get on my case. You know how he can get.
Yeah.
Try not to bungle everything.
There's a
while I'm
scene
gone.
somewhere in this game. I don't know if it's during the day off or if it's another point where Roxas is literally just wandering around Twilight Town and he does bump into and hang out with Hayner Pence and Olette for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm extremely confident that it's not in this movie. I admit, it's been a couple years since I've watched this in full, but I do not think it's in here. But of course, we've already talked about it. You're gonna watch a full playthrough of this and/or play it yourself later, even though we're watching this.
Yeah.
So you'll get all this stuff. I'm just reminding the audience that trust me, it's worth it to do it.
You're letting yourself get too attached to them.
Yeah. Whatever you say.
You know, you've changed.
All right.
Well, you even in the few scenes we have here, you may have noticed that like as the scenes with them have appeared, there's been a little bit more tension between them each time.
Yeah.
Now I do think there's a ton of tension even at the very beginning when they're introduced, which I wish that the increasing tension between them would have been depicted instead as them working together perfectly well at the beginning, and then it gets worse as it goes on, as opposed to it's already kind of rocky at the beginning and gets worse. But whatever.
Off the mic because of spoilers.
Yeah.
That's who he was with. and-
Yes,
okay.
that's correct. In Birth by
That's-
Sleep,
that's
that
what
was
I
his,
thought,
that was his
but
old
I'm
buddy.
not sure.
Mhm. Look at Zigbar, just like, yeah, there it is. Go get it. I'm not gonna do work. One of the best goofy things about so you have like one character you usually partner with when you go to each of the Disney worlds,
Yeah.
like consistent. You occasionally go on missions with Axel and Xion in other locations, but there's typically one person you're teaming up with, other than those two in each location, right? So initially on Olympus Coliseum, it's Demnix. And basically every time you go there, he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to knock off now. You go do the work. And he'll just leave. And so you wind up like hanging out with Phil and doing training or whatever, right?
Yeah.
When you do there's a point where you do a tournament, and when you get to the final match, it's Zigbar. He's like, hey, I was just hanging out. I thought I'd see how you were doing.
That's pretty good.
This isn't like her.
Oh, she's sad. She's sad in her
How
room.
could he?
Oh no.
How could who? What happened?
That looked not good. I know it's supposed to be slow.
Well, it's Joey. It's because you want to know why that is.
Why?
It's because what you just saw is an actual scene that you'll
sham.
see later, but they wanted to tease it to you first, so they edited it really poorly and put crappy slow mo over a game that was already running at a capped frame rate. Oh, did they even just show it to you right away? Do you see it right here? So what was the point of that? Whatever. Who cares?
Maybe. Oh.
No, another
is
just
another
weird
preview?
cut of it. God, this is frighteningly worthless. Or I suppose this is Riku. Like first we saw Xion remember it, now we're seeing Riku remember it, and we'll see it later. And we, the audience, the only people who matter, because this is not a movie that's being made for Riku or Xion, it's being made for us. I
Just
guess
give
we'll
me
see it later.
Another chance.
We can't afford to take any more chances on you. You were a mistake we never should have made.
God.
That's rough.
Syax is like, your mother and I never wanted you in the first place. You were a mistake.
Xion?
I wanted a son.
No, it's like it reminds me because I've been, like I was telling you, I've been playing Persona 3, and there's the one social link that's the child whose parents are getting a divorce. And it's like one of the options you can say, she's like, why are my parents getting a divorce? And you're like, it's probably your fault. The best part is, like, I looked into it, like, you can gain no points in that, so it's like you might as well select that because you won't lose or gain anything from it.
Is there anything you couldn't bear to lose?
Anything I couldn't bear to lose? What's that about?
Well, I met someone today who had something like that. This thing was so important to him he couldn't bear to lose it. And Zaldan said that was his weakness. Why don't I have anything like that?
It's because you don't have a heart.
I guess. But Demix doesn't have a heart, and I bet he'd get upset if you took his sitar away.
Huh. I think you have a point there. So you don't need a heart to have something that you can't bear to lose then. If that's true, then I guess the closest thing that we nobodies have would be memories of our past. It's the memories that create the things that we don't want to lose.
Memories of the past. I don't remember my past.
Even though you might not remember the past, I'm sure you have things you don't want to lose.
Like what?
You've got memories since you joined us, right?
I don't know. I do. Don't I? I couldn't bear to lose my memories of you or Xion.
So then you really do have something that you can't bear to lose, right? Every one of us. Including us nobodies. We all have something that we want to hang on to.
It's scary.
You can't be scared without a heart.
If my friends... If you or Xion were to disappear, it's... scary to think of what it would be like without you guys.
Scared is not an emotion that can exist inside us.
Well, I am scared right now for sure.
Maybe it's just that you remember what it's like to be scared, you know? Somewhere deep inside your memories.
Coincidentally, Roxas and Xion were given the same post. Xion failed in her mission to dispose of an imposter and became discouraged after being reprimanded by Syax. This was the flashback we were seeing earlier with Riku. Xion put up a strong front for Roxas, who was at a loss for words. Roxas then suggested going on missions together to cheer her up. To fight a bunch of generic Heartless mini-bosses.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of new Heartless types in Days that are not in the other games. Like, there's actually a lot of new Heartless that are introduced in this game.
I wonder where Axel is. Guess we got the work done a little too fast, huh?
Uh-oh, here we go. Now you're gonna see it for real.
Oh man, why are her lips so red?
Because why wouldn't they be? She a girl.
But they weren't in the scene before, or any of the other scenes.
Your face. Who are you really? And why do you have a Keyblade?
Tell me first, why you are dressed as one of us.
I could be wrong. I feel like her read was a lot more intense in the DS version, because this is a scene that was voiced. I think that that was a way weaker read in the original.
But you can't fight fire with sparks. This Keyblade, it's a sham. Worthless.
My Keyblade is not a sham. What gives you the right to say that?
Be gone.
This is another big, like, oh, put this in the trailers.
Yeah,
you
of
know?
course.
Look, it's Riku. Oh, their Keyblade is fake? What does that mean?
Those guys are bad news.
Find a new crowd. I love that. Those guys are
Why?
bad news.
You're the real sham.
Fair enough. You could say I am the biggest nobody of them all.
Okay.
That was a bad line reading.
It sounded like it got. I sound like there was a little bit of a.
Them all.
It sounded like there was a little bit of a glitch on our end. It kind of got caught for a second. Yeah, I think that scream was also a lot better in DS. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering it. I don't know.
We're gonna have to look it up after this.
I mean, like, it's entirely possible that just she was working with a better voice director at the time on the actual game, you know? The same thing kind of happened with Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid the Twin Snakes. Metal Gear Solid the Twin Snakes has some really bad line deliveries comparatively.
Do you ever think about why we're doing all of this?
What do you mean, why? So we can get hearts of our own, right?
But what do we need hearts for?
I don't know. But I think once we have hearts, we probably won't have to think about why we're doing all this. Or if we need hearts.
I'm not sure. I just wish I knew what I was doing here. I started having the strangest dreams.
Like nightmares?
I can never remember what they're about. I just wake up scared.
Scared? You can't feel scared, silly.
We don't have hearts. We can't feel.
Again, obviously she and Roxas are both weird.
Yeah.
Zigbar said you and me were pretty special. Exceptional, he said.
We never saw that scene.
Isn't that just another way of saying that I'm a mistake?
Oh my god, she's not taking this divorce well at all.
Well, you and I may both be exceptional, Roxas, but I don't think we're quite the same.
No.
Xion.
There's also a lot of tension build-up that obviously doesn't really exist in this version with these things of Xion feeling ostracized. I feel like she doesn't understand. Same with Roxas, also feeling like he doesn't understand who he is. That we don't have the build-up in this
Make it
version.
again today?
Actually, you just missed her.
I think we might not be friends anymore. It was very honestly, I'm not sure. I feel really hurt inside my stomach right now. I think I just want to go home.
I just want to lay in bed and do nothing. Oh, hey. Who's that guy again? I forgot.
I don't know. Imagine how weird this game would be if you hadn't played any of the other ones.
That was so, like...
Why wouldn't you put that there? Of all the scenes to include, that one had to be in. Roxas reflected on how Xion was acting differently. Axel asked Roxas what's wrong. According to Axel, girls are complicated, and there are buttons to avoid pressing. Roxas worried that he pressed the wrong buttons with Xion, but Axel assured him that Xion was fine.
Great.
I feel a lot better now. Roxas and Demne saw Phil putting Hercules through rigorous training. Phil stated that the higher his expectations, the tougher the training. Roxas wondered if the organization... Oh, go ahead before. I realized that if the text is finished scrolling, if I hit show picture, it doesn't let me. It's just like it's decided it's already done, so we might as well do it now. The organization had been giving him tough missions because they had high expectations of him. Roxas, however, did not understand the meaning of expectations very well to begin with. Oh, this is great. Ever since parting awkwardly with Xion, Roxas ate his ice cream alone after missions.
I mean, yeah, it's like when he's born into this world, it's like, what is his actual level of intelligence? Or like, I guess, understanding of everything?
Extremely limited, but you've already observed that just at the beginning of the game. But yeah, no, very, very limited. Before returning to the castle, Roxas saw Beast wounded from protecting what he cares for, with Belle there to care for him. Love had grown between the two. Zaldan declared that the power of love was worthless. Roxas asked what that power was, but Zaldan said that explaining the concept to a nobody with no heart would be pointless, and departed. Left alone, Roxas contemplated what love might be. I wanna know what love is. At their usual spot, Roxas asked Axel what love is.
Asked Axel?
Sorry, I don't care. But he got no answers. Perhaps completing Kingdom Hearts and gaining a heart would offer some answers. Roxas watched the sunset with these thoughts on his mind. And this is actually kind of a turning point with Roxas slightly in this game. Not a major one, but it is a point where he suddenly like has a reason to give a crap about this Kingdom Hearts thing, because now he's like, there are just things that I don't understand about the world that I'm not going to get until I figure this out.
Right.
Because nobody's helping me. Before leaving on his mission with Luxord, Roxas heard that Xion failed another mission and fell into a deep slumber. Roxas disregarded Syax's order to not worry about a failure like Xion and went to her room. Xion, I want to know what love is.
Xion.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
I told you, keep out of this.
And I'm telling you that I have to know what's the deal with Xion. If there's something going on, just be straight with me for once, will ya?
Do you mean just like you are always honest with me?
Well, you got me there, I guess.
Xion has no right to be among our number.
What do you mean?
It's plain to see. I have nothing more to say.
Does he just mean like she's no good?
He has further meaning beyond that, but yeah, mostly he's just like, she's useless, whatever. She's garbage. She's not helping the group. But it's weird to ask, so how much does Syax really care about helping the group if he's planning to overthrow the group?
And also, it's like, why would you be like, we don't need this person? It's like, she's one of two people that you have access to that can do the thing you want. You, like, no
Even
matter
if
how...
even if she's ineffective at it, even if she's slower than the competition, like...
I mean, it's literally, like, even if you have, like, it would be more efficient than nothing if one of them came along and, like, beat up the monsters, like, okay, cut his head off with the Keyblade.
Yeah.
It's like, it's dumb.
Informed Roxas of what he had heard from Syax about Xion, he claimed that Syax would reconsider claiming Xion a failure depending on how she performed on missions. That's great.
Yeah.
Action, reaction. This game has a lot of filler, but as I've said previously, the filler mostly just really contributes to, like, you really get to know these people and you spend a lot of time with them. And so a lot of things that come up in the game hit a lot harder because you have a lot of build to them. Lockshock and Barrel got in Roxas's way with their mischief. They claimed that causing mischief and whatever, I don't care. And here's Neverland. So you remember how I mentioned that Neverland, no Birth by Sleep spoilers. But you remember how I mentioned that they presented Neverland really differently in days compared to KH1, because you had like just the pirate ship in that one. On this one, it's just a series of basically disconnected islands that you fly around between. There's not really a ton of like features. There's no like none of the main kind of attractions of Neverland. It's mostly just loose islands. You do go to the pirate ship, but only the main deck and Captain Hook's cabin. You don't go through the whole thing. And you do see Skull Rock, but you don't actually like really get to go there. It's just kind of in the distance.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. Continue to carry out his missions while covering for Xion. Collecting the emblems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Good
fun.
stuff. Xion awakens.
Yay, Tomodachi.
Shara, come back, Shara. He didn't say that yet. He says it when all the bits fly away, but whatever. I don't care. Why are you showing me these things, video game? Reveal to me your secrets.
Whoa! Good morning, Xion.
Oh, morning.
You woke up so suddenly, you just startled me.
So,
What were you doing in my room?
She has no right to say that with all the seashells stood.
But I guess the point is that, like, you know, he was hanging out,
Yeah,
watching. I don't know, maybe he just put a seashell down. I don't remember.
Do you hear it?
yeah.
Well, did she even find that
The
weird
sound of
since
the
they're all
waves.
weirdos here?
Who knows? She probably wouldn't find it weird. You're actually right.
How long was I asleep?
About 20 days.
That long?
Yeah. You were sleeping so much that me
It's kind of similar to a lot of what we talked about with Namine, of like she has no point of reference on what's
Sorry
weird and
about
what
that.
isn't.
Kind of weird that we can feel anything at all without having hearts to feel with. Hey, Roxas, don't you have work today?
Huh? Oh,
Actually,
I'm
I've been
about to head
fired. I
out.
broke back in here to
I'd
see
like to
you.
tackle
There's
on.
lots happened in the last 20 days.
but don't you need some more rest?
I'll be fine. Come on, take me with you.
All right. Sure.
This is also something that a lot of fans are split on, is that a lot of people shipped Roxas and Namine with each other pretty hard, which I mean makes sense at least somewhat with the thematic connection of, you know, Sora and Kairi. But when you actually look at Kingdom Hearts 2, they have very little screen time together, and almost all of Namine's screen time is just giving exposition. But that was still a really entrenched, you know, ship. But then
this ship
and then-
crashed right into
yeah,
that
and then we spend a whole game developing the close, intimate bond between these three characters, which number one fueled the existing Axel and Roxas shippers. But like in particular, people who are like, oh, but what's canon and what isn't, like. Specifically, the introduction of the Roxas wants to know what love is stuff immediately around the Xion going away, and it's, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter one way or the other what is or isn't canon or what fans do and don't like. It's just interesting that a big old wrench got thrown in the works with this. Oh wow! Keep your mouth shut.
Spicy.
Spicy.
You have changed. What happened at Castle Oblivion? Does the past mean nothing to you?
Are you worried about her, Axel?
Of course I am.
It just doesn't seem like you.
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't like things to be complicated.
You know, Roxas, each day, the three of us meet up there for ice cream. Now, why do you think that is?
Huh?
I mean, if you think about it, I don't need to go out of my way to meet you guys, right?
Well, I mean, gee whiz, if you break it, if you're gonna break up with me, just come out and say it.
It's because You guys are my best friends.
We are?
Get it memorized,
Music cues.
all right?
Not as intense as the one
We are
music cue
best
from Birth by
friends.
Sleep that we laughed at for like a minute straight, but that was pretty pretty on the
we
nose.
Thanks, Axel. You're sweet.
She's like, haha, it's just a prank, bro. I found this thing called YouTube when we were on a
Just got a little
mission.
dizzy, that's all. Sorry to worry you guys.
Don't scare us.
You didn't
like
get a
that
little dizzy,
anymore.
you were unconscious, sweetheart.
Just take
She's
it
just
easy today.
pretending.
I will. Thanks, both of you.
All this fatigue comes from the fact that she can't sleep comfortably on this concrete.
Exactly, right? This is a minor note, but something that's always kind of weirded me out about the way that you have to work with games like this and the models is that even though I've never really been able to see it because I'm just really bad with this type of stuff, like visualizing it in my brain. You mentioned like I should pause it for a second. This is because we're about to something about them. In Chain of Memories, you talked about Namine looks kind of similar to Kairi,
Yeah.
and I had to like kind of cover for that. But she actually was using kind of a similar model and similar face and stuff.
Yeah, that
right?
was like in my head. I was like, there might be something to it, or I was like, or they could just be like flipping assets and changing it up a little bit.
Well, Roxas shares his face with KH2 Sora, right? He doesn't share it with KH1 Sora, even though this is across the stretch of a year. They don't make two Roxas models for this and then like switch to one later, right? So while he should be like, I guess, the equivalent of 14 at the beginning of this game, he's 15 by the end of it. They use the older model. Excuse me. Wow, I guess is my point.
Yeah.
But the thing that's weird is that Namine has two different models. She has the younger model that we see in Chain of Memories, and then an older model in Kingdom Hearts 2. You'll notice it for a couple of different reasons. One of them being that she's wearing the same dress, and it's noticeably shorter on her in KH2. Or if it's not the same dress, it's at least not
model.
not sized up as much. I guess the point is like it's definitely smaller on her in KH2 than it is in Chain of Memories.
Okay.
What's weird is that Namine is using her 15-year-old model throughout the entirety of this game, even in older scenes. So like she just had a major growth spurt the second that Chain of Memories was over. But anyway, I paused because this scene is
Important.
important to me, not important to the game, but its lack of importance to the game is actually why it's important to me.
Oh,
Let's
no.
investigate. So here's a room that is not seen anywhere else in the game with a desk and a chair and bookshelves and books. These models are not anywhere else in the game,
Yes.
right? They're created for this scene. What has Axel found? The Truth About Namine by Vexen.
Oh my
A
god.
report written by Vexen providing the truth about Namine's nature, right? Okay, guess what, Joey?
We don't get any of it.
It's 2019. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's never come up again.
Yeah. Okay.
Not at all.
And so they modeled that entire room and everything.
And they bothered to put it back in this movie. It has never come up again.
Here we are having a good old time.
It's that doesn't. I should be clear because people will be confused about why I'm bothered by that. It doesn't necessarily bother me that it's never. It's emblematic of larger problems. Number one, of the many different screenwriters that this series has had, and number two, of the let's set it and leave it approach to writing the plot, where it's like, we'll introduce this thing, it'll intrigue people, we'll come back to it later. 60% of the time they don't. I mean, I know you're not 60% of the time, but like, it's often unsatisfying when they do get back to it, and a lot of time they literally just forget about it. A whole special scene there that they kept in the movie with a special environment that has not come up. You know what? Maybe it's going to be a critically, wildly important plot point in Kingdom Hearts 3, but if that's the case, why did they introduce it here? Where it's completely useless to everything else. Anyway, I paused it because this is also worth talking about. This is another kind of key moment people like from the game that just doesn't exist in this version, which is Roxas has been going to Neverland on a number of missions already, right? And he finally brings Axel along, and he's like, hey, Axel, you can fly here. And Axel's like, That's impossible. And even if it was, that sounds lame and I don't care, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's this moment where they both start hovering and it's like, whoa, oh my god, hey, Roxas, look at me, I'm flying, this is great. I mean, right? And it's, again, just fun little scenes that you don't quite have in this version, but, just fun little stuff that you have that they only really allude to here. Spent the rest of his days completing missions. They've written this same sentence like 17 times,
yeah.
But whatever. Fighting reskin bosses. It's fine.
You do that for like a month.
Yeah, right. But it's, I point out, again, we don't want to talk about Birth by Sleep spoilers or whatever, but going back to Kingdom Hearts 1 with having a scene of, I actually flew, wait until I tell Kairi, I wonder if she'll believe me, probably not, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not a direct interaction between them, just showing how these characters, like, respond to things and care about other people and what they think. And then that scene, which actually has the actual direct interaction between characters, but is based around kind of a similar conceit, at least, of flight, right?
Yeah.
Compare to, again, no spoilers, Joey, in your mind, compare this to the plethora of similar scenes in Birth by Sleep. You understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most of the members of the audience do, but just in case somebody's watching this before doing Birth by Sleep. Anyway.
A nobody.
I keep trying to piece his memory back together. But what if some of the pieces got lost? There would be no way for me to finish. If that happened, and they found their way into someone else, he'd never get them back.
Oh, I think he can do without a memory or two.
That's really not how it works.
But
There's the whole thing is that they're in a chain. It's important. They all have to link together. This is pre-established.
Namine, you are a witch who has power over Sora's memories, and those connected to him.
He said to the members of the audience who hadn't played the other games.
I was about to say, I was like, who's this Sora guy?
No, I meant like specifically that you are a witch who has power over memories. It's like, yeah, I know.
If his memories become her memories, she will never survive it.
She?
Yeah, like, as I mentioned, Namine's barely in this game. They just bring her up at cons. Anyway, Namine is concerned because it seems like some of Sora's memories are missing.
Where could they be?
Where could they be?
Hey,
They could be
Axel?
dangerous to someone. A female.
You've
A
been
female
to
spy?
Castle Oblivion, right?
Yeah?
What is it like?
What's it like? Just an organization research facility.
For research, huh? Seems everyone gets sent there all the time, especially you.
Although, they never send me or Roxas.
Well, they probably just don't need you there.
Axel, there's a way easier way to
I'm
cover
heading
this.
back.
Cover for this. You just say, well, there aren't any Heartless in Castle Oblivion, so they
Yeah.
don't need you there. You're good. Just, you can assuage all these suspicions immediately. Oh god, she's gonna fall to her death.
Oh, jeez.
Early ending to the game.
God. Oh.
Oh, I saved my Tomodachi, thank god. That was a hell of a migraine. It came on instantly. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're not completely well yet.
No, it's nothing like that.
We've joked about how dangerous it is to just chill up on this tower, and now it actually is.
Well,
like,
remember that happened to Roxas in Cage 2 as well. Remember,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did fall off.
Huh?
It's just he got his way glitched out of it by Diz and his computer
Let's all go to the
shenanigans.
beach, huh?
The beach? Where did that idea come from?
We should go someplace different for a change.
You're talking about a vacation with friends.
Exactly.
I'll join you, if I can.
What are you talking about, Xion?
It'll be a blast. Trust me.
Yes, alright. Let's go.
Let's
And
go
again,
to the beach, guys. I'm sure
on
just nothing terrible will happen
our
to me in
next
the
day
future.
off, right? We only get one a year.
Uh-huh.
But again, like this is like the creeping discomfort that she has in this game of becoming irrelevant and like not being necessary to the organization anymore, right?
Yeah.
Depressed, left without eating her ice cream. Oh God, we know it's
jeez.
serious. Roxas asked Axel if she was all right and received a dismissive response. Wondered if Xion might feel better if the three of them went to the beach together like they'd promised the other day. Here's another just unique room. I forgot about this one. Xion found the information that Syax had entered regarding Castle Oblivion. She busted into their computer and looked up data regarding Castle Oblivion. She's a hacker girl.
And then a month went by. Oh, we're back here now.
Indeed we are.
I sent Axel to Castle Oblivion last night to help expedite the matter we spoke of. I also instructed him to clear out our facilities there. He should return soon.
And what of Naminé?
Still missing, sir.
Ha ha! Where, oh where could she be?
Why, Zigbar. It almost sounds as though you know.
Continue.
Somebody accessed our main computer without authorization.
And you expect us to believe you really don't know who it was? As if. Little Poppet is turning into a problem.
Nonsense. I see no problem whatsoever.
Ha ha! Well, no, apparently you don't.
Something you find amusing?
The things you hear from a guy with no heart.
No matter what unfolds, our plans remain unchanged. Axel, Roxas, and Xion will play the respective roles that Kingdom Hearts has given them.
That's a really weird one.
But sir, Xion...
Because you remember in Kingdom Hearts 2, I talked about his references to Kingdom Hearts as if it was sentient and like
Yeah.
talking to it. And they just did it there too, and I really don't know what he's talking about. There's never anything in these games of Kingdom Hearts having a will and enforcing
Maybe
it
you
upon
should
other
just pay
people.
more attention.
Shut up. God, you actually for a second there, like something twitched in my brain, and I was actually mad at you, and I was like, oh, I forgot he's kidding. Oh, God.
Perfect.
This could not be more perfect.
Xion is marching right into the arms of destiny, but to destiny's own time. We need not take any more steps. All we must do is watch with caution and patience.
LA Noire investigation music starts. Bum, bum.
My head hurts.
This is the last you'll ever see of these walls. Xion.
Axel, what are you doing here?
I'm just here on orders, that's all. There's nothing for you to see here.
Lies. This is the place I come from. I just know it.
What about your mission? Don't be selfish.
Or else they'll turn me into a dusk?
They'll do worse than turn you into a duck.
This is the first time Dusk has been mentioned in the movie, too.
I think she mentioned earlier about
did she?
being turned into a dusk.
Okay, I guess I missed
And
that,
is
sorry.
because I'm useless?
Either way, I feel like that hasn't been
That's not
established
it.
in this game.
Xion, go home.
I'm remembering things. I have memories of back when I was a human.
Well, stop remembering. Nothing good will come of it.
I have dreams every night. And you're in those dreams, Axel.
And they sure aren't memories. How can I be a part of your past? They're just dreams, that's all.
You can't fool me. We've met before, Axel. Right here in this castle.
No, we have not. Let's go home, Xion. Don't keep Roxas waiting.
Please, Axel. You've got to help me. I need to know who I am.
Stop! Stay out of there, Xion!
Yeah, every time they say her name, it really kind of throws me off.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think they ever said it that way in the DS version. I really do feel like there's some serious like direction issues happening here. Because Allison still has some pretty good reads here and there, but other parts just feel really lifeless compared to her delivery in DS. Like some of her reads in that scene were pretty solid, and other ones just felt kind of flat.
Just late.
It seems like just generally the voice director is telling her just don't be loud. So whenever she has to yell, it sounds really bad. But when she's just talking, like being sad, it mostly works.
What's that about? It's been that.
I guess Jesse McCartney's just done enough of these now that he was just like, I don't even need the direction. Just hand me that mic. I know Roxas, I can do this.
So, you got the number memorized, do you?
Something like that.
Yeah. Have to hang on to something, right? It's not like I have memories from before the organization.
My question is, what the hell's going to happen to Xion when she goes into one of the memory worlds on Castle Oblivion, right?
Right.
She doesn't have anything to base them off of. She doesn't have any cards. This is just like an empty white void. Because that's implied is that they're called white rooms. It's implied that before like somebody walks into them and populates them, they don't really like exist. They're formless. I guess maybe she has memories of like, you know, the worlds that she's been to during this game, and that would count.
Light is made up of lots of colors. And out of all those colors, red is the one that travels the farthest.
Like I asked, know-it-all. Seriously, where is she?
What? Then I wasn't who I am?
So that was the room that Marluxia and Larxene and Axel hung out in. So the little chair off to the side where Naminé usually sat.
Yeah.
And that was kind of there was the little crystal ball that they used to, you know, watch Sora as he was exploring the castle and whatnot. In the round room, that's what they call it, because it's round and it's a room. Xemnas informed the assembled organization members of Xion's disappearance. He continued by prohibiting anyone from pursuing her. Unhappy with Xemnas' decision, Roxas argued that they should search for Xion, but was told that all would become clear when the time came. Xemnas concluded the meeting with those words.
Something's got to happen. We only got 2 more days.
2 more days? What are you talking about? 350... What? How long is this game? 350 something, right?
It's 358.
358 days, yeah, whatever. Yeah, man.
My bad.
Yeah, we were on 200, you fool. We got a lot more.
Sorry.
We got a lot more. Thank you, Joshua, for reminding me of the title of the game, because I could not remember it.
No problem, man.
Hey, look, I know that place.
I like this filter.
Yeah, the static.
It's my favorite.
This is something that's kind of intangible and that I would have a hard time describing, but like the static filter and like the visual disruption appears when they're restoring Sora's memories, right? And I guess they wanted to give it like this technological feel or whatever, as like Naminé was, but I guess it's like it's magic, it's not tech. I don't understand why. I guess my point is like these technological filters, the static, the screen tearing and stuff they introduce as stylistic flourishes in 2 and in this game. It's like this is not a science fiction game. This is a fantasy game, and it really correlates well with the changeover from like really character focused fantasy stories to like lore focused shonen anime stories with Kingdom Hearts 2, you know what I mean? Like just the entire style of the series. It wasn't instant, but it started to change pretty gradually after Chain of Memories, and it got thicker and thicker as it went on. But anyway, what the heck? Roxas is on the Destiny Islands. That's redonkulous. How did he get there?
Whoa. He's feeling bad.
How did he get here? Where's the other island? How many times in this series can someone see another person up on this little rock and run up to them? Too many times is the correct answer.
Wonder how it's gonna happen in 3.
Surely, you must have known that this was going to happen.
No, I really didn't.
Why would I know?
Oh.
Because in your memory, you've been to a number of worlds before you came to this one.
You remember this kind of from Chain of Memories, right? Didn't play out exactly like this, but this is the idea.
That's all that's left in your heart.
The darkest memories. Your memories of long gone. Everyone.
That's a lie. I remember everyone from the islands. They're my closest friends.
And who threw away those friends? Maybe it's your own actions you've forgotten. It was you who destroyed your home.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you two things right now.
Who am I?
Number one, that was a nightmare that Xion was having. Number two, that was a scene so that they could pull screenshots and clips from it and put in trailers to go, oh my god, Roxas is on Destiny Islands and Riku is there?
Oh my
Oh my god, Zexion is... What's happening? That was... Everything you just saw was trailer fodder.
Great.
That was to make you wonder what's going on, and it was nothing.
That's...
Anyway, so she's having a weird nightmare about you.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
What am I here for?
What am I fighting for?
Why are you here?
I don't know. I think we were
So
meant
we
to
need to
assume that she was going to Destiny Islands by herself, and that's where the seashells were coming from. But because it is kind of... It's been a while, but I seem to recall she mentioned some specific details that heavily imply she's been to Destiny Islands.
Okay.
Again,
You made me a promise.
I remember. It was to look after Sora. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I've kept that promise very well.
Can you tell me what's happening?
Because I
Some
can't
of
see
Sora's
anything.
No, it's like near automata.
How could that
It's like,
be?
that's not actually a blindfold, it's
Sora's
a
memories
visor.
are
Yeah, yeah.
escaping through Sora's nobody into a third person.
Sora's memories are escaping through his nobody into a third person. God, I
Okay.
freaking love that these games are just nothing but logistics now, but whatever.
And now, they're starting to become a part of her.
Isn't there a way to bring back just Sora's memories?
So this is, I'm just going to say this now, because this is a thing that's actually confusing to me, that is not really explained. It is never explained why there is a memory leak occurring.
Okay.
And it's important to note that it's never explained how it's happening for reasons that will become clear later. But essentially, for whatever reason, Xion is somehow assimilating some of Sora's memories. That's why
Yes.
she's having these weird schizophrenic dreams and nightmarescapes, even though she just had a dream of Riku's memories.
Yeah.
But clearly, again, just there for trailer fodder.
Okay.
But yeah, so Xion is somehow, you already guessed that she was getting memories from something, from somewhere, but yeah, so somehow memories that should be inside of Sora are leaking out into Xion.
If they're still separate, then I think I can take out fragments of it. But if her memories and Sora's memory fragments are completely weaved together, I would need to untangle them from each other, and that would take more time. Which means it would take even longer before Sora can wake up again. And Diz wouldn't tolerate that.
So what can you do?
If I just jump in and rearrange her memory, then Sora might wake up, only to find out that nobody remembers him anymore. That's a risk, I just can't take.
You do remember that plot point from 2, right?
It's too late either way.
I've already forgot him while he was
Sora's
gone.
awakening has already been
So for
delayed.
whatever reason, if she did this
Sora's
inaccurately,
nobody.
it could cause problems.
And the one that's absorbing his memory. None of us imagined that they would fight so hard to become their own people. Unfortunately, the only real solution is for them both to go away.
You know, that's the only solution to
Did you
most
know?
problems.
Murder!
Did you know her face
But
was blank
now-
at first?
There is a face that is clearly visible. I think that's proof that she has entered Sora's memories. Sora's memories. Sora's nobody's memories. And her memories. They're all a jumbled mess now. And to put them back into one, I'm afraid there's no other way.
All right.
Wait, so Roxas did come? I guess he came here to get seashells too. I admit, it's been a while. I don't remember some of these smaller details, I guess. I guess Roxas did come here at some point. Excuse me. Goodness gracious, I thought he didn't come here. This is another dream sequence for Xion. Not something that's real. But hey,
Isn't
that
that
shot of
not
all them on the
supposed to
tree is
exist?
good for, you know, little downloadable wallpapers and promotional
Well,
screenshots,
what do
isn't
you
it?
want to do, Xion?
I want to be with you two.
Then come back with us.
I can't. Not the way I am now. But what would it take for me to be like you?
Now cut hard to white again. It did a white fade out to black. Okay, never mind. I was really hoping because it went bright white and then black. I was really hoping it would cut to hard white again.
You think so?
So, I went to the beach today. And there was this girl who looked kind of like Xion.
Was she
I
hotter?
couldn't get close enough to tell for sure. I probably imagined it.
I completely forgot about this
To be
little
honest,
detail.
I'm not even sure today's mission really happened.
Or was it a dream? I don't... whatever.
Feels like I just woke up from a dream or something. Do you remember our promise? When we said that the three of us would go to the beach on our next break? Maybe that's why. Maybe I saw Xion there because I wanted her to be there.
Want to go look for her?
But they told us not to. They
Beginning
told us not to look
tomorrow.
for our Tomodachi.
Let's use our spare time to find Xion.
There's literally a whole galaxy.
That's never stopped
good.
anyone in this
Let's do
universe. You could argue that for the entirety of BBS.
That is true. They're going to search for just day 277 and they're going to find her. They're going to get real lucky. While visiting a world on a mission, Roxas met with the always cryptic Cheshire Cat. He fits right in Kingdom Hearts. Before disappearing, the Cheshire Cat responded to Roxas's questions by saying that he must follow his heart and decide what to believe in.
But he has no heart.
Would having a heart resolve everything, including Xion's predicament? Roxas was left pondering over what he could believe in when he doesn't possess a heart. Roxas and Axel continued their search for Xion.
It's no use.
You sure
Take
you're not forgetting
this!
someplace?
I've been everywhere I know how to
Sorry.
get to.
All right.
It had been a while since we've gone for one of the cheap shots.
I guess so. Time just blends
The
together,
only
so
place
I wouldn't
haven't been
remember.
to is Castle Oblivion. It was just the other day that Xion was asking you what the place was like. And the day before she disappeared, you said she was put on an important mission, remember?
Yeah. But there's nothing there anymore.
Well, Xion might be there.
Apparently, Xion comes from Castle Oblivion.
What?
And that's probably why she was asking about the place.
I had no idea.
Me neither. I only found out a little while ago.
Castle Oblivion. Xion. So, this is Castle Oblivion. Roxas? My head.
Easy, man. Let's retreat for now, and...
I'm fine.
We're not retreating, we are advancing to future victories.
What's happening?
Roxas!
So much. Rushing into my head.
I don't particularly understand this one because I guess if he really, I don't know, maybe he wasn't really a Destiny
Let's get
Islands,
outta
that was a
here for
dream.
now.
I don't remember.
No,
The main thing is I've seen people say this was like, oh, this happens because
There's
he got too close to Sora,
something-
right?
Yeah.
Sora isn't here. He's in the basement in Twilight Town.
Almost.
I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering some details there, but whatever. I admit I need to replay this game, and the last time I watched a full
I thought
playthrough of
you
it
were
was like 2
stronger
years
than
ago
that.
now. So
Riku!
I probably need to give you more of those details. What?
What?
Who?
Are you all right?
You said some weird words that I
What?
didn't recognize.
Happened to me.
You collapsed just as you entered the castle doors. Don't you remember?
I only remember going inside.
Just take it easy for now.
I'm fine. Let's go back to Castle Oblivion.
That's the definition of
Don't
insanity,
push
Roxas.
yourself, man. Who's there?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Xion?
A boss fight.
But her hood's up. Her face isn't a real face or whatever that Naminé was saying.
Xion! Wait!
Man, I can't even begin to explain to you what she was actually talking
Out
about.
of the way!
I'll have to wait a little bit.
Hey!
Roxas, wait!
I mean, you're like, you understand it essentially. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
her face was initially kind of formless, but like, good God, is there some weird stuff going on with Xion? You'll catch him.
Hop in there. No.
Why did he not?
He should have hopped on a skateboard that they had.
It's
laying
true.
around.
You're
Thought
right.
The imposter was sighted in Castle Oblivion.
But he can teleport to other locations too.
Xion.
No way that was Xion.
The one who ran away first was Xion. But why run?
Oh no.
Because they're literally right around the corner. You have teleportation powers. You can do it anywhere. You can have this conversation anywhere. I can do anything.
So did he literally just teleport like a few yards
I
back?
guess so. Why not? Juked. A magical juke. Once again, no build up and context to this. We just jump into the scene here, unfortunately. But yeah, so.
Xion. Where have you been? Axel and I have been looking all over for you.
You have? Sorry.
Let's go home. If you come back voluntarily, Sykes will let all this drop. He has to. I don't care what he said to you. I'll be there. Me and Axel will make sure...
I really can't.
Why not? Come on. Wait!
Well, hello there, Xion.
Axel? No, wait!
We're almost getting a fight.
Well, this happened in DS. This cutscene happened in DS. I mean, like this is exactly just from DS.
Okay.
There was no like gameplay here, which is also why I think we cut into it so awkwardly, because there should have probably been like more cutscenes leading into it, but they didn't really make those other ones. They just took the one that already existed, right? But yeah, she got distracted because Roxas was like, "No, don't fight. You are my friends." And then she was like, "No, listen, friends. F is for friends who do stuff together." And then Axel hit her in the back of the neck. But yeah, I think that's why like it was another day and then kind of an awkward transition into confrontation.
I never expected you to question it. If you could save one of them, why would you choose the puppet? Or put it this way, which would you rather suffer the loss of? Some make-believe friendship? Or a real one? Things are finally right again. Of course we're better off this way.
I need to, just because the subtext might not be clear there, because it's a little bit of sloppiness in the screenwriting. He was just saying, would you risk losing the puppet or whatever? And then he said, I'll put it this way, which would you prefer to lose, a make-believe friendship or a real one? To be clear, in that instance, when he said make-believe friendship, he was talking about Axel's relationship with Xion and Roxas versus...
As opposed to his old one?
Yes, because they were old friends before they were nobodies, right? And clearly, though, nowadays, their relationship is not doing so hot in the friendship department. As for whatever the puppet stuff was about, we'll get to that later.
Xemnas is exasperated from all the fixing we've had to do. We have to set things right. There's simply too much on the line, Lee.
And this is another instance where, like, you remember all the stuff earlier about, oh, our plans can't, our secret plans of what we're gonna do are the goals that we need to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time that we're here, where it seems like they're, at their peak of confrontation, where he's like, if you value your relationship with me, you son of a gun, you better stop hanging out with those kids. But then he's also like, Xemnas is so mad, we gotta do this stuff to help him. The stakes are high, and it's like, what? Wait, do you care about helping Xemnas then, or is this just about your cover? We still don't know what your objective is.
Yeah. Unclear.
Whatever. Anyway, Joey, we're about 2 hours into this. Just very briefly before we wrap up this episode, what do you think of this so far? Assuming, obviously, pretending that it was much longer and better presented.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't really. I was enjoying the game, and I thought the pacing was fine, but it's like, I can't. This is getting the job done in terms of
the information.
You need this. Well, we didn't need all of this info, but it's like this is the info you need, and so it's doing that. But I mean, I can't say I'm necessarily enjoying this.
Yeah, that's the real problem for me, honestly. Is like this is a problem with a lot of video games. Is like they just don't make for good movies.
Yeah,
because you need they're not really built to be told just on their own. They have other things that go into them, and when you lose those things, the pacing gets screwed up, and
it's like if they were trying to include every little bit, it would have been a lot longer than 3 hours.
Way longer. I don't know. As I said, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah, this is a lose-lose. Like, they did what they could, and I'm not faulting them for it.
Anyway, we'll continue, hopefully wrap up the movie adaptation 358 Days Over 2 on the next episode.
All right.